What's up, guys? Playing some rapid chess on chess.com. And last week, I actually analyzed some of my games and came up with a list of mistakes. And the biggest thing on the list was missing tactics. So I'm going to try to pay close attention to the, tactical ideas in the position and hopefully not make so many mistakes. So I'm going to go knight c6, try to play e5 here. And I have to be a little careful against this opening because it can be pretty annoying when they get the bishop here. So I think what I'm going to do, just since I don't really know the theory, is I'm going to just delay putting my pawn on e5 because otherwise, wow. G4 looks like a blunder. Am I missing something? Okay. I'm going to take it with the bishop. I don't see it. It looks like a free pawn. So I'm going to take that. I don't know if that was a mouse slip. I don't know what is going on here. F3 now. Look at this diagonal. I'm paying attention to this because there's no G3 to block my queen. That's a very annoying move for the white king. So we're going to definitely pay close attention there. I think I'm just going to go back. Normally, you'd have to worry about the move G4 chasing your bishop, but now I don't have to. So I really don't know what white is up to here. I guess we can go e6 or e5 now. Do I want to be more aggressive with e5? Now that the knight is here, I think I can safely do that. I don't have to worry about the pressure here anymore. What I was going to say about the mistakes is I analyzed my games. My biggest mistakes were missed tactics, particularly in between moves. So I'm going to pay attention to that, okay? So I think we just want to develop. I'm keeping an eye on this diagonal. If I move my knight somewhere to set that up, could be pretty good. I don't think I want to sacrifice my knight just yet, but I am going to keep an eye on that. There's this move. Now, I think I want to develop before I start going on the offensive. So let's... How about d6? This seems like a nice square for my bishop. Just d6. Lining up here, maybe we can somehow make use of that in the future. Queen e2, maybe they want a castle. Okay. So... we're up the pawn. I'm okay with trading. I'm okay castling here. Yes, there is the g file, but I could probably block that off with bishop g6. White's probably going to castle here. Then maybe we attack on the queen side. I think that's okay. Let me go ahead and castle. Our opponent's playing super fast, but I'm not going to let that get to me. I think we have a really nice position here. Okay, so I'm actually thinking, of course I could play a6 and they're probably going to trade. But I could also move my knight first and try to get this bishop into trouble. The question is, after like a3, could I play a6? If they take me, I take them. Pretty happy with that trade because that opens up the a file. So they would probably have to go back, but then I can get the bishop pair, which looks pretty good. There's also this move d4, because if they take me, I take back with the fork. That also looks kind of appealing. Yeah, let's see. I think I like knight b4 and d4 here. Do they have to take me? What if they just move the knight, though? Can't go there, you can't go there. You could go here, that's terrible. You could go back there, that's pretty bad. So they pretty much have to take me. Actually, I could even just take with the pawn. Takes. I don't think... Actually, if you trade here, then you could maybe go there. It's okay, d4 is looking even more appealing now. Knight b4 is not bad, but I think I'm going to go with d4. What's up, guys? Horizon, Vexer, hey. Michael, what's going on? Hey, Larly. Connor, good to see you. Daniel. Andrew, hey, how's it going? Okay, so they take here. So we have two good options. I mean, this is nice because we're going to get the bishop pair. But this, where does the knight move? That looks like it's going to be a terrible place. You can't go there. If you go here... If I take, the queen can take. We have rook e8 or bishop g6. So maybe you can get away with that. So should I just take... I also could play rook... Hold on. I could play rook e8. Takes. That doesn't look too bad. Or I go for this instead. No, I'm going to do this. I think I like this. I think this looks pretty solid. Our opponent is playing like a blitz game here, though. Not even thinking. They do go knight to e4. So I think I want to pin it. And they're going to have to trade, which brings my queen out to a nice square here. With the tempo on the queen, we're going to have lots of pressure on all different areas of the board. I think that's solid. Let's just look for any other tactics that I might be missing. No, I don't see any. I don't see any. Let me go ahead and pin that. And eventually I'll start to worry about the time, but not just yet. I think when we hit 3 minutes is when I'll really start to pick up the pace. But right now I just want to make sure I'm playing accurately and playing good moves. All right, so we take back. The rook's defended here. So we do have the tempo on the queen. Queen's going to have to move. Very good. And it looks like a free pawn, but really after rook f1, I'm in trouble, right? I think maybe I could play 95, but generally speaking, putting myself into a pin is not a good idea. I could play 95 right away. Let's see. What happens on this move? Takes. What is going on there? If I take rook f1, yeah, I can't do that. There's no way that's going to be good for me. Knight here. Queen takes. Interesting. I'm not totally sure what's happening. Like, do I want to play this move? Do I want to do something else? A6. This is a threat, I think. My instinct tells me I should play this and maybe take here, but I don't... Maybe I could just play bishop g6, try to put pressure here. I have to be careful because if the bishops, like, open up, I could actually get attacked here. So I'm trying to be cautious with my next move. I mean, I could try to defend this. I feel like that's such an awkward move to play. Do I really want to play bishop e5? If I take here, though, with the knight, white actually can't take me because they get forked, which is interesting. Or maybe they could because the pin, actually. All right, I'm going to have to make a decision here. I don't actually know, but I can't just keep thinking. So, yeah. There's also this. I'm just noticing. I'm just going to hang in exchange after the queen moves if I do that. Okay, I'm going to just defend. I don't know what to do, actually. This is a tricky position. I'm defending my knight this way so that I can recapture here. I think I'll take with the queen and be happy with the queen trade. I do have an extra pawn, and these are weak, so I think trading makes sense if white is going to go for it. I don't know if they will. They do. Okay. 3-6-7, 3-6. Yes, we're up the pawn. We do have this annoying threat. Now the knight's going to try to move. Okay, how do we do this? Let me defend this temporarily. Of course, the bishop can reroute over here, but I would just probably drop back. Okay. I think I'll just go ahead and drop back right away. Wait a second. I could take that, actually. There's a tactic. Okay, there's a tactic. So... And if the knight moves, it doesn't really affect me. I'll just retreat. So they missed that one. Okay, now I could keep the bishop here to control the knight, but then I have to worry about this. Maybe it doesn't matter. I just go on the offensive, or I just go back to d6, which also looks fine. All right, I'll just go here, and this bishop can drop back to g6 if I need to. Yeah, I think we're just fine. Only issue is the time now, 2.5 minutes. I need to probably speed up a little bit. But overall, we're in a great position, especially if we can get the rook to the second rank. That's going to be very powerful. We've kind of shut out this bishop, and yeah, feeling pretty good here. So if I take and jump in, the problem with that is we have opposite color bishops. I want to avoid that. So I think I'm just going to go back here. because my bishop was under attack. So this way we just save it. Of course, if they take me, I can simply take this way. Things are great. And okay, we have the same color bishop, which is much less likely to become a drawish endgame. And so I'm pretty happy with this. Not to mention my bishop seems better than white's bishop. So, okay, I think we can trade and win another pawn, actually. Why not? The rook can invade, but then I'll just go back. It doesn't actually have any good targets. A pawn is a pawn. Now I've got 3 passed pawns over here. Should be relatively straightforward as long as I don't blunder something with the time situation. Now, do I want to allow this trade or not? It's probably fine. I at least get rid of a doubled pawn. So I will take that. And let me just position my bishop right here. Keeps the rook off the 7th rank. Everything is defended. When you're getting low on time, you want to have lots of your pieces defended because it makes it easier to play safe moves, right? You don't have to worry about pieces that are going to get captured because you know that they're all defended. So that's kind of what we're going for here. I think... Let me play f6, tuck my king here. It looks like a nice square. Notice how I'm putting my king on a light square so the bishop can't harass me. It's also defended from the rook. Let's start pushing these pawns. I think now's the time. I think now is the time. Yep. Push them together. And they're very powerful. They can support each other going forward. We also have the bishop. Notice what I'm going to do here. I'm going to move them on opposite color from the bishop so that the bishop can support them as they move forward. Okay, so let me actually... Could just go here, here. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and defend that guy. Maybe I could have just pushed it right away, actually. That would have been the smart thing, yeah. Okay, it's all right. I'm going to bring the rook over. Probably come up here. I'm going to play f4 and then just keep pushing them. Let me go there. Okay, I think... but then do I get... Okay, let me go here first. I want to be a little bit careful. I don't want my rook to get in an awkward situation. So I'm going to get my king to where I can follow up with f5. Yeah, f4 and then king f5 would be a nice move, I think. We can just trade that off. That's fine. Let's push. Put the king here. Defend the rook. Okay. And let's just keep pushing now. What's to come here? I don't really care. I'm going to give my king a place to go to. It'll also be attacking the bishop, so the bishop will have to leave. So I can meet this very nicely. Okay, let me throw in a check and move my king up. Let's go here. Rook e2 or g2 are my threats. Yeah, it looks like white's in trouble here. Let me go g2. I think I see a little idea. Check. He's trying to stop that. I think it still actually works. You can't take my bishop because I get a queen. So you have to move the king. But then I can do this little, what is this called? Interference tactic. Interference tactic. We sacrifice the bishop because we'll get a queen. And of course, if they take with the rook, we'll trade and then get a queen. So either way you look at it, I'm about to get a queen. And white has no way to stop that. And as long as I don't lose on time, should be pretty easy from here. So yeah, good one to keep in mind. When you're trying to do something, but there's a piece that's stopping you, if you can throw a piece in between, even if you have to sacrifice it in some situations, like getting a new queen, it's worth it, right? Here you go. Get the queen. Okay, let's save the queen, I think. You know what? I'm just going to simplify so I don't lose on time and get another queen. Now that we get rid of the rook, it's really easy. You can do some safe little pre-moves. Rather than, you know, blunder something, I'll just do it like this. You defend that so that white doesn't get a queen on me here. They're trying to flag me, but it's not going to work. It's not going to work. That's a safe pre-move. Go ahead and do that. Let's get the queen. And now we should be able to get a relatively straightforward checkmate. All right, nice warm-up game there. No huge mistakes. Felt like our opponent was playing a blitz game. Let's check the game review quickly here. All right, 91, not too bad. 83, interesting. Okay, good warm-up game. Let's jump into another one. Thanks, Vince. Thanks, David. Nova just discovered the channel. Hey, thank you. Glad you're here. All right, here we go. We got black again. All right, let's play. Ooh, there's a line here that I've been. Okay, well, it doesn't apply. Never mind. All right, what do we do against this? You know, I'm gonna do something that I do it all the time in Blitz. I don't usually do it in rapid games, but I think it's still okay. I'm gonna sacrifice this pawn, and I'm not even gonna take it back. And the reason I'm not gonna take it is because it blocks in White's bishop. And it also blocks in this pawn. And so it kind of traps both of White's bishops. So I'm like, okay, I'm down a pawn, but if my opponent can't develop two of their pieces, that's kind of a big deal, right? And so hopefully we get to see how this can work in our favor. But basically now I'm just free to develop, you know, and White has to sit there and figure out what to do. Let's go bishop c5, put the pressure here. And I mean, of course, they can play b3 and bishop b2 and bishop e2 if you want, but those aren't ideal squares for the bishops, and it's just really awkward. Okay, they're stopping bishop g4. But I'm going to go here with the knight because I might want to do some sort of maneuver like this. Or maybe even play f5 and launch an attack. And so I don't want to block that pawn. And I think I want to castle. So that's why I put the bishop here. Now they're trying to probably play b4 bishop here. I think I might take the time to stop this. You don't have to. I could also just castle and let it happen, but then I have to retreat. Yeah, I don't really want to have to retreat. So let's play a5. We've got White really cramped. I think we just keep the pressure up like this. So, castling, f5, seems like a good idea. Maybe bishop to e6 could be a good place for this bishop to go. And you can see White doesn't have, I mean, they don't have a lot of options here. You could play b3, bishop b2. I don't know what else. This pawn is probably just going to be an easy target in the future. Yeah, let me go ahead and castle. I think that's where my king needs to be. Okay. Like, do we attack now because the king is still in the center? I think we do. Yeah, there's maybe an attack here, but I don't really care. I don't think they could even get away with taking that because they're king. Yeah, I think we just attack now. Remember, when your king is off to the side and your opponent's king is in the center, that's a good signal that, hey, maybe I should open up the center because you're going to have better attacking chances in that. Okay, they're trying to castle this way. But even if they castle this way, I don't know how safe that's going to be for their king, honestly. I'm thinking we just develop the bishop, line up in that direction. Does it make sense to jump a knight in here? Takes, the knight moves somewhere. I don't think I want to trade. That just frees up this bishop, which I like that it's stuck in there. Yeah, I think I just want to develop the piece here. Oh, you know what? I have to be careful. There is this attack on my bishop. Is that a problem? Is that a problem? It's not a huge... It's not a huge problem, but I might want to... oh, you know what I could do? I could play bishop d4. I could play bishop d4 because if the knight takes, then I have this amazing knight. Kind of like that, actually. Also deals with the problem. Yeah, let me do that. Like, usually, you don't want to give up the knights or the bishops for the knights, but in this case, that knight's going to be such a monster, and I can even support it with the other knight, that I think it's definitely worth it. Okay. That's actually an annoying move, because the more pieces that we trade, the more it frees up white's position. Nah, that being said, still pretty happy with my position, I think. All right, let's trade it, bring the knight over here. I think I want to try to relocate this knight right here. So it also defends, but really I'm looking more on the offensive side of knight to f4 here. You can't play g3 to block out my knight because you walk into this discovered attack. So I'm pretty much guaranteed to be able to play knight here next if I want. Now, I will lose a pawn, but because of where white's king is, I think I would be okay with that. Goes back to c2, maybe wants to come here. So maybe bishop e6 is a good move. Getting control of the diagonal. Takes, we could take with the rook. Yeah, I think bishop e6 is a good move. Let's do that. Okay, bishop e2. So now we can jump in. That's a very nice square for my knight. Let's do it. Oh, it plays g3 so quickly. Wow. Well, okay, hold up. It looks like there should be some sort of a tactic here, right? Like, maybe I take with the knight first and then take here, or maybe I take here first. So if you take me, I take you. You take me, I take you. I'm opening everything up on the king here. That looks good. It's still going to be a little tricky, but I think that's probably going to be good for me. So I'm pretty happy with that. So yeah, I think we could take here first. And if the pawn recaptures, we snag a pawn. Or we take this way first. That doesn't look too bad either. Oh, but there's knight to g5, in which case I would lose both of my knight and my bishop. Okay, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. So I think we take this way. Now, the other option... Oh, he takes that. Okay, so this way, we're going to go forward with this line. And I think we take with the rook. But I could also play knight to d4. This is a very tricky position now. So let's say rook takes f4 and they take, I take, they take. No, I would have bishop d5. I would have bishop d5. So that's not an option. Okay, so we take. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. So we could try to attack f2 with the move like queen h4 or queen f6. We could jump a knight in. What is white most likely to do? I don't think they want to castle this way. It honestly looks like castling this way is probably the safest spot for their king. Or just leaving it there. I don't know what they're threatening to attack, really. If I jump in, takes. That looks pretty good for me, right? Looks pretty good. That's an annoying threat on the rook. If you tried queen c5, yeah, it's got to be this move, I think. Mr. K, hey, thank you. It's got to be this move. Because look at my queen. My queen's going to be... Look at this. Look at this. So I think white has to castle now. Yeah, you have to castle one way or the other. Question is, which way are they going to go? They choose this way. Okay. We do have that right away. It allows a queen trade. Then I would win the exchange, and that's going to be a winning endgame. I think they would have to... No, they can't move. Yeah, I don't know what you do if you're white. I don't know what you do. Okay, they're going to go for the bad endgame. All right, fine. We trade that. We take the rook. Now, do I want to throw in this move first? To keep the king stuck on the H file? I think I do, actually. I think I do. I think I do want to throw in that move. Oh, I say that, but I could also... Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Because at the end of the game, the king is a good piece, so if you can keep it stuck on the side of the board, that's probably a good thing. All right, so what's the situation? 3-6, 3-4-5. So we've got the exchange up and a pawn. We're down on time. This is a threat. Oh, look at this move, guys. Look at this move. That's checkmate. So I think they have to play king h3. Then I can go back, king h4. Yeah, maybe I don't have checkmate, but it's so close. Could also play rook b6 now that I have my rook up there. Oh no, but I'm going to have to move my rook. Never mind, I'm going to have to move my rook. Yeah. King h3 is like the only move, I think. So king h3. Honestly, I could probably sack this and win the rook ending, but why should I do that if I don't have to? King h4 now. It's too bad that the only way to defend my rook is by pushing the pawn, because then I take that square away from my other rook being able to come over. But I think I want to keep the king stuck over there, so I think I'm going to do it. They can take a pawn. I wonder if there's still a way to checkmate. I have nowhere else for my rook to go, though. They're going to take this, so it's even pawns, but we have the exchange. Should definitely be a win. It's not super easy. If I can win this pawn, maybe. So rook b6, try to come down here. Or I launch an attack on the king. Rook here, check, king goes here. But I don't think I can deliver checkmate. Unless I'm missing something. So yeah, I probably need to focus on this A pawn. Oh, okay. Interesting. Interesting. So they're going to let me save it with b6. Then my rook is stuck, though. Or I offer the trade. Or I come over here and try to take this. I think I can get my rook out. I think I can safely get my rook out. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm threatening a4 too to get the rook out this way. But I like the fact that I just keep the extra pawn. So I'm going to go with that. White's king's totally out of the game. What? Oh, they're going to just sacrifice that? Interesting. Okay. I think I'm going to defend that. Do I want to defend that? It lets the king out, but it defends the pawn. Yeah, I'm going to defend it. I'm going to defend it. I'm defending it with a fork here. Is the idea. Now I defend it that way. Probably put my king on g7. Okay. Now, activate the rook is the next thing. How do we get the rook activated? Here? Bring it up. Okay, he's defending that. Let me drop back. Gotta try not to get flagged here. That's the issue. I might actually sack this rook for this bishop at some point and then just push my pawns. It's just a really good bishop. It's such a good bishop right now. With the time situation, practically, that might be my best decision. Although I am going to have to worry about the passed pawn then, so maybe that's not a good decision. What else can we do? Let's try to free up this rook. Notice how I'm keeping like all my major pieces on dark squares so I avoid tactics against the bishop from the bishop here. Ooh, okay. I'm going to go for this line. He's going to play d6 to try to get tricky. I'm going to sack the rook. Get a pawn. Oh, no, he's not going to do that? Okay, interesting. I was really expecting that. Well, that's good for me. Thank you. Can't even take that. Let's bring the king up. Let's bring the king up. We're in good shape. We're in good shape now. Let's go here. I think now's the moment. I think now's the time. Basically, we have two threats. Let's see. My plan is to move the king over and push the pawn. So I think white's going to check me, and I'm just going to have to run with my king for a while. But I can run over here and target this next. Yeah, it should be a win if I don't lose on time. Doesn't really matter if they take that because I have so many pawns, and that's my threat. Pre-move for the win. All right, good game to our opponent. Let's check the game review. Okay, 88, not too bad. Pretty happy with that. All right, let's go. Let's go. Ah, 2372. Good luck to our opponent. Let's play e4. e5. Let's go knight f3. Let's go... Do I want to do a Ponziani? Yeah, we'll do a Ponziani. I'm feeling Ponziani here. Let's go d4. And if they take, yeah, we can push. And the idea is we're going to get our pawn right back when we take this guy. Bishop c5 is super tricky line. They do go for this one instead. d6 is a mistake. That's a blunder. Oh, we got him with the opening trap. Bishop to b5 check. And we're already in a winning position. We take here, threatening this guy. We take here, and we're going to get the triple fork. And it's all over for black, I think. Oh, queen b6. Okay, I know for a fact that should be a winning position for me. So it's a question of, obviously we have to avoid checkmate. What should the move be? Queen b6. I mean, I'm thinking we could play queen e2. What's the idea of queen e2? Well, it defends the bishop, and it defends checkmate. If you take me, I will take here with check. The knight is pinned, so you have to play something like bishop e7 or bishop e6. Then I take there with the fork, and I'm winning. So you can't take my knight. So what do you play instead? Let's say you play bishop d7. I just take the knight for free. You can't do that. If you take here, I take there. Oh, you could actually do that. Hold on. So bishop d7 is the move, maybe? There's also knight here check, which is an annoying check. There's check here. Oh, is that the move? Hold up. Check here looks pretty good because bishop d7, I would take and play queen a4 check and then take the knight. Black's losing all their pawns. Okay, let's see. What about king d8? King d8, then I would have to resort to something like... Then my knight is hanging. Oh no, hold up. King d8, I have bishop e3. In between move, which defends the knight. This is defended. Deals with the checkmate threat. Then after the queen moves, I can trade up everything and be happy. Okay. So maybe that's the idea. You take and you go bishop e3. And I'm spending so much time because this is a critical moment. This is where I'll either win or lose this game, I think. Let me just check if there's any other more obvious moves, but... I think that's it. On bishop d7, we trade and go check. Take the knight. On king d8, we go bishop e3. Queen moves, then we trade. Yeah, that's got to be it. Okay, he does go king d8, and let's go with bishop e3. And so even if I don't win a piece from this position, black has 4 pawns. I have 6 pawns. So I have 2 pawns, and the king is in a bad situation. So that's why it's kind of totally winning. Now, I think we just trade. Take here, move my bishop back, and be happy. Let's see, I could also play maybe b4. Let's see, rook take. No, I don't think we're going to do that. b4, rook takes, we take. Maybe, but no reason to do that, I don't think. I think we can just trade here. We will have to deal with this. Let's see, a4. Yeah, I think a4 would be fine. Okay. Let me go ahead and take that. And then I assume we're going to see like knight takes c8 maybe, or rook takes c8. What I would expect. Okay. And now a4 to defend. We have 2 pawns. We have the bishop pair. Our king is safer. Should be a winning position. Let's go a4. I'm just scanning for tactics and tricks and things. But yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to castle. I could trade here if I want. Or just castle and allow this, which opens up my rook. Also looks decent. Yeah, I kind of want to just castle and get the rook involved right there. The only issue is it does open up. That's easy enough to deal with. We could even just play king h1. Let's do it. Let's castle. There we go. We got the rook involved. King will be very safe on h1 if we need to, just to get away from this diagonal, even if we lose a pawn. And I think we can now focus on attacking the king. Of course, trading into an endgame is also going to be winning because of these 2 extra pawns over here. So we can also do that. For example, queen d4 and trade the queens or something. We can't go d4 because of the knight, but we could just take this. Check, tuck the king in the corner. I'm very happy with that position. I am very happy with that position. Because look at this. We have pressure here. We have this. I think we just developed the knight. Now, the question is, do I come over here or do I just go for this? Knight to d2 kind of gives me both options, but it does block the queen. I don't think that's a huge deal because I'm going to move it next move anyway. So I think knight to d2 is a good move. We get more support for the back rank, which I like, from the rook. Black's king is totally in danger. Okay. So the rook's under attack. We could sack, but I don't think that's necessary. It's probably too early for that. We could take a pawn, but that does open up the file here. Not that that's a big deal. Where's the knight going to go? Here, that's fine. Yeah, I think it's fine because black doesn't really have a way to utilize this open file right now. So I will go ahead and take it. Oh, there's... Ooh, queen e5 might have actually trapped my rook. I just noticed that. Okay, black didn't play it. Knight c4. Yeah, I think we got to go knight c4. Black might just sack the rook, since their rook's kind of misplaced over there anyway. If they don't, then they're going to have problems on d6, though, right? Right here. So I think they will sack this, but maybe not. Okay, so they do sack that. And now they're going to try to go for some counterplay. Knight e4. Ooh. Ooh. Yikes. Yikes. That's a dangerous move. Wow. Whoa. If I go queen e2, knight there, king here. I think I'm okay, but that was a surprising move. But black might have a draw now. Oh, man. They're going to get perpetual check. They're going to get perpetual check. Wow. All right, I missed that idea. It's just going to be perpetual check. I can play queen d4, but they can just go back and forth. Wow. Or queen e2. What should I do? Let me go queen d4, I think. Yeah, I totally missed that. They're just going to go back and forth here. Check, 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 check. No, it's not smothered mate. It's not smothered mate because the queen is controlling this square. For it to be smothered mate, you have to have like a rook or a knight land there. So it's going to be perpetual check. It's just going to be perpetual. Unless they try to flag me by doing something else. But I don't think they can because I'm attacking the queen. So they have to basically go for the double check. Yeah. Oh, they're thinking about not doing it? No, I think they have to, yeah. Okay, that was a bad game because I was totally winning. We like threw that game away somehow. We threw that game away. They fell for an opening trap and still got a draw. That's amazing. That was the opening trap right there. Look at that. And then I just threw it back with the draw. Amazing. All right, we got to check this game. We have to see what happened here. So this is like a super, terrible move. Okay. Because bishop b5 check, c6, yep, takes. Queen b6 is the best move for black, by the way. But, okay, I didn't play the right move. Knight takes a7 wasn't the best option. Knight to d4. So what's the deal against bishop d7? You just take and castle. So why is that so much better than the way that I did it? I don't quite understand. No, it's still pretty good for me. Okay, so that wasn't really where my mistake was. It happened later. So let's see. Where did the mistake happen? Wow, it really happened at the very end, huh? Oh. Right there. I had to get rid of that knight and stop this idea. If I just play rook takes g5, I win. I win the game now. I don't know what black was going to do, but I can play rook h5 here. Yeah. And I didn't see knight e4. I didn't see that at all. I just underestimated the power of this idea. I mean, a draw is not a terrible result, but when you're totally winning from an opening trap, you should win that. And I just missed the idea. Okay. But this is what strong players do, right? They don't just give up. They create these tricky situations. And by the way, for those of you wondering, the smothered mate does not work here because even if I take with the rook, my queen still defends this square, right? So it's not checkmate. Or I could take with the queen, and it's the same thing. Smothered mate is only if there's like a rook there and there's nothing defending that square, because otherwise you just sack the queen for it, right? Game goes on and I'm winning. So that's why they had to just take the perpetual check. Man, got the opening trap and we still didn't win. That's frustrating. That's frustrating. But we got 1 rating point, so there's that. All right. Sicilian, let's go. Ooh, bishop b5. I'm feeling good about this game. Let's take that guy. Let's play d4. Get the pawns in the center. Take back with the queen. I like to take back with the queen when there's no knight that can go to c6 and attack my queen, because I don't lose time. And it's a nice, kind of a nice square for the queen. So let's castle kingside. We'll just keep it nice and simple here. Play knight c3 probably next. Just develop the pieces, bring the rooks to the center. Bishop b5 Sicilian is like just basic. You can follow basic principles and usually get into a pretty nice position. Okay, let's go knight c3. Let's go bishop g5. That's usually where the bishop goes here. And we're going to try to target this pawn right here, probably with the rook coming over. And maybe sometimes we push e5. We'll see what black's going to do. Rook e1, rook d1 is usually what I go. They stop knight b5. Let's just bring the rook here, putting the pressure on this. So if we take and the bishop takes, we win a pawn. But the problem is the knight could take or the pawn could take. Since they haven't castled yet, they actually really could take with the pawn and use this to attack us. So I don't think we want to touch that at the moment. I think let's just bring the rook to the center. Basically, you want to try to predict where the open files are going to be and put your rooks there. That's where I think it's going to be, something like here. So, oh, 95. Now that seems awkward to me because they're going to get double pawns if I trade. But why are they doing that exactly? Because they think it's a weakness and they want to... Okay. Maybe. And their idea is they're going to be able to like trade it off later or something. Interesting. Interesting. All right. Well, if I don't take it, the knight's jumping here and that knight's going to be very annoying. I think I do want to take that. And then probably queen a4 check looks pretty annoying. Yeah, let's do that. Check to the king. And you can't play b5 because I'll take it. Actually, there's queen c6. No, you can't. Okay. Here's a question for you guys. b5, I take. They play queen c6 and pin my knight. What should I do? Quick, you have 5 seconds. What should I do? The answer was b5 takes queen c6. Knight c7 with a fork was the answer. And the queen is pinned. So it wouldn't have been able to take me. And after the king moves, I trade the queens. And then I win the exchange. But they didn't do that. So they play king f8. Now this is good for me because the rook is stuck and can't come over. So we just have to... Ooh, what if I just take and go rook d7? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Rook's on the 7th rank, my friends. Ooh. Ooh. It doesn't really matter how black takes. We're jumping in here with the rook. Then we're going to double up the rooks. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's see. Any tactics? I don't think so. b5 doesn't work. I'll just take, and that's fine. Here we go. Here we go. Queen c6. Really? Really now? Okay, so if I trade and play a move like rook c7... Or I immediately go here and allow this. I think I'm just going to let black trade into me, because my knight moving there is actually not a bad move, because then I can't really move anywhere anyway. So over here I can jump into places. So I think I'm going to go here. And let them take if they want to trade queens. Pawns are kind of ugly for black. And so we have the queenside majority. And that's important because if we go into an endgame, I could push these pawns and get a pass pawn. B5? What? Interesting. Okay, I guess we just move the queen. Yeah, I think we just move the queen. I don't really see anywhere else to move to. I mean, B3, but this looks better because I can invade on C7. And maybe there's some crazy tactics that will pop up here. The other thing that's nice about this position for me is black can't move the king to get the rook involved because their bishop is a liability for them. So that's really nice. It's really nice. Oh, you know what, guys? Oh, I'm actually threatening to trap black's queen. I just noticed this. Rook C7 traps the queen. You can't go there. 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 Oh, no, it doesn't. Never mind. Sorry. I didn't see E8. I didn't see E8. It's not a queen trap. Still a nice move, though, because it clears the way for the other rook to get on the 7th rank. Pigs on the 7th. Pigs on the 7th. Very, very powerful. So if we can get this, look out. Look out. Which is probably why black is thinking they're trying to figure out how to get out of this jam. Could play a move like rook c8 to stop that. But then I could even go here, attacking the pawn. It's still clearing the way. Because once those rooks get there, I mean, just look out. It's going to be just munch, munch, munch on everything. Bishop d8 pin? Oh, you're talking about this move? No, bishop d8, I would just take it. Just sack the rook and then take this. There's no back rank because the knight. That's important little detail there, but... So let's just say they play rook c8 because I don't really see a whole lot of other moves. Rook c8. I think I'm going to go rook a7. Sorry. I think I'm going to go rook a7. Oh, bishop c5. So they want to move the king and get the rook involved. But now what happens on this? I mean, obviously we could start with a check, but they take... They don't even have to take. They could just move their king. Yeah, and then black is doing fine. So I think the move is rook c7. So rook c7... Where does the queen move? If it goes back to e8, I win a piece. If you go bishop to b6, that must be black's plan. I do have a check to win the game. I do. So now you could go queen to b6. But on queen to b6... The issue is... What's the issue? I could just trade queens, then go here. Bishop has to move somewhere, and then we invade again. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm really happy with that. So queen b6, I think, is black's only move. And we will just trade the queens. Move the rook here. Bishop's going to move probably... Oh, bishop moves to d4? Oh, no. I didn't see that. Bishop d4, such an annoying move. All right, hold up. I still think we have to trade queens, because if I don't trade queens now, what am I going to play, right? Here? Queen sacrifice? No, doesn't work. All right. Nice idea in theory, but nope, can't do that. Yeah, we got to trade. We got to trade. So I'm going to like think about my next move and play it quickly just to try to gain a little time advantage here. So takes. I think we go rook b7 here and then maybe like knight to d2. If the bishop takes, then we invade. I think I'm happy sacking a pawn to do that. I think I'm real happy actually to do that. Yeah. Okay, let's do it. Take that. We'll go here. Knight to e2. They want to take me. Go ahead. I'm coming in here. Notice I thought about all those moves and I just played them quickly. And now my opponent has to think. They didn't know that I was going to do that. But I knew I was going to do that. Now they have to think, oh, is that a... If I play c3, I walk into this guy. Lose the rook. We can't do that. Okay, but hold up. What if I just take... Or king f1. Maybe king f1 is the move here. Because then we have it pinned. If the king tries to come here, we play c3. I'm not going to get my double rooks like I hoped, but at least we still are going to have one rook on the 7th, and I think we can target these pawns. Looks like black is surviving to an endgame here, but I think it's a good endgame for us. They do play king g7. So c3, bishop moves, rook d7, takes, or rook f8. Or I just take here, and then what do I do after that point? No, I don't think that's as good. I think we need to play c3 and rook d7. They might just play rook f8. No, they do trade. Okay. 3, 6, 7. Yeah, this is... It's not that easy. I think it's good for me, but it's not that easy. Where do we put our knight is the question. I gotta move it somewhere because I need my king to come into the game. Or I just do this with my king, but I think the knight needs to move. Let me go here. I want to activate the king. I want to try to use the queenside majority here. Let me go king e2 first. They want to trade the rooks. Should I? I think we might. I think we might be able to make this work for us, actually. I'm going to try to push these guys and get a pass pawn here and hopefully tie up. I think we don't want to lose that. Let's play here. Don't think we want to lose that. Let's play here. Okay, his king's going to come here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and he's taking all my pawns. 5, he's got this guy, which I can't stop. So I need to do something fast. What does that look like? It could be knight e2 and g3. Or it could be... Start pushing these guys. My idea is that the pawns are now stuck on light squares, so the bishop can't defend them. So I could do this if I want. If he takes me, I now have a passed pawn. The king has to go guard it. So black's going to have problems if they really overcommit. Which is why they're trying to keep their options open here. Let me go c4. Oh, I don't feel like this is one of my strong points. The end games like this, I don't feel like that. You know, I'm like super competent in these types of positions. So we'll see. I'm doing the best I can here, but it's not that simple. Okay, do we take with the king and threaten the pawn? No, because then we lose this. So we have to take this way. Okay, if they take me, this is happening. If they let me, I'm going to just push. And am I going to just push, actually? I think I want to just push. I have to stop the bishop from getting here, though. How do we do that? Ah. I don't... This is the problem. I don't... Instinctively, I don't know what the approach is, and I don't have time to calculate this, which is why I struggle in these positions, right? Because instinctively, I'm like, I think I want to push this guy, but there is the bishop there, right? So how do I stop the bishop? I'm trying to figure that out, but I'm unable to do it. I can attack it. It just goes there. It doesn't help me. Unless there's another way to do it that I'm missing. Let's see. We can go here. No. Here. I'm trying to figure out how do I stop the bishop, but I don't see it, guys. I don't see it. Has to go bishop b6. I'm going to go here. Only move, right? You got to go there. I'm jumping in. He's thinking about going check first. Okay, there's a threat. Oh, this position is so tricky. Because if he checks me, do I go here or do I block the... I gotta block the pawns, right? You gotta stop the pawns. I gotta go here. Hopefully my knight is enough of a hero to make this work. I think it should be, because I'm just gonna do that. Interesting, interesting. He's gonna go for this. Shoot. Check, king goes here, I think. They don't want to allow the checks. We can stop the pawns, but how do we get a queen? How do I get a queen is the question. Without letting black get a queen first. I guess I would... No, really? You know what I mean? I just threw a game. I just threw it. Ugh. Gotta work on my end games. What can I say? Man. All right. Let's see what happened. Let's see what happened. All right, so we had a very nice advantage. I should have actually just taken the queen, but still, I think our position was fine. Yes. Slight advantage for us. 92, very good. No big mistakes so far. Wait, what was the move here? Oh, rook to d3. Wow, rook to g3 check. Oh, because then you take f7. And if the king goes back here, you have now uncoordinated the rooks. So this rook is stuck. So you can simply just trade. And you're in really good shape here. Okay, I didn't see that idea. So I missed rook d3. That was one small thing, right? This idea of rook to d3. One small thing. Okay, let's keep going. All right, that's not a big deal. Okay, these are all small things. So let's get to the really interesting part. Let's see. Stockfish says just go c4 right away. Just go c4 right away. And if the king tries to invade, now you play b4. Okay, so not a huge difference there. So let's go back to the game. So b4, c4, takes. Best move c5, very good. Okay, I thought about going knight e2. I did. And I was like, it doesn't accomplish anything. They just move the bishop. So what does Stockfish see? E takes f5. What does Stockfish see here? c6, e4 check, bishop e6. You're going to go knight c3 to d5. Okay. So let's see if... But I have still done that same idea? Nope. Interesting. So, okay. So this position... My knight is ready to threaten this, but black's king is on g3 and the pawns are rolling down the board. Going back to this position, my knight is threatening, but black's king is not on g3. And so it slows down black, I guess. Well, hold on, let me think about this for a second. If I go here, that takes me one move, takes me two moves, and then on the third move, I can threaten to push the pawn. But if I go knight to e2, one of those moves is free because the bishop has to move. And then knight to c3. In one move, I am immediately threatening not only to push the pawn is here, but also hitting the bishop. So it's kind of like a more efficient way to get the knight threatening the bishop, essentially, which is critical. It's critical when it's a race, right? It's like, how quickly can you get a queen? How quickly can black get a queen? So that idea of instead of going knight b like this, spending two moves or then three moves to get here, I could just spend 1, 2, 3 moves like this. But two of those moves, the move on knight to e2 comes with the tempo. And then again, the move here on, let's just say black tries to like bring the king in. Oh, they can't. They can't even bring the king in there. That's another reason. It's a fork. Wow. They'd have to go like over this way. But now it comes again with the tempo. And black again has to waste time. And then bam, and now I'm winning. Although that's not even the best move. The best move is king e2. Yeah, okay. All right, let's go back to the game, because I think there was still probably an opportunity to salvage it later, but let's see if that's true. So, c6, bishop goes back, knight c5, king g3, knight a8. Okay, so it should have still been a draw. Nope, now I'm winning. They blundered with that move. c7, e4. Oh. The move was king d2. My mind was telling me this is more likely to be able to stop the pawns, but in reality, you have to avoid the check, you know, the pawn pushing down the board. So that's, I guess, why king d2 was better. I was afraid, I'll tell you what I was afraid of. I was afraid of this, and then the king just moves here. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, but of course, knight to d5. And on here, I just take it, of course, and it's winning. Oh. It's so obvious when you see it afterward. It's like, oh, why didn't I see that? It's so obvious. I still had some time, too. Man. That's it. It came down to one move. If I would have just played king d2. Man. Yeah, it's tricky, but it's really not that bad. I guess what I needed to think a little bit further ahead as far as where my knight was going to be and where it could move to. And I just kind of was panicking a little bit and just didn't really think through the knight landing on d5 to stop this. That was it. And at this point, I still had a draw? King e3. Yeah, again, I was afraid of walking into this idea of like boom, boom, boom. But I guess now I just have checks with the knight. I just check, check, check. Yeah, okay. So I still had a draw and managed to lose it. And now it's just over, yeah. Oh. I feel like I played a pretty good game. Just the end game. I got to work on the end games, obviously. Man. What should I play against d5? Let me play I'll play an Owen's defense here just to kind of mix it up a little bit. Oh, f3, interesting move there. Let me go with e6. Bishop f4, weird move there. I mean, I guess we just develop the knight. Yeah, we'll just stick with the principles here. I might even play knight h5 and try to get this bishop, actually. I might try to do that, get the bishop pair. Because if you go back... Never mind. I don't think I will do that, because I don't even have this threat. There's g3, and if I take it, there's bishop f2. So if I can't even get the bishop, then there's no point in doing that. So probably striking at the center now is the time. Bishop b4 obviously makes no sense because c3, but c5 might make some sense. It does allow this bishop some scope, but I think it's still what we need to do. We need to strike at the center somehow. Okay, so now we can just build up the pressure there. And even though white has a nice big center, we're putting lots of pressure on it. So we'll see if we can undermine this somehow. d5, we have to watch out for e5. Then it sort of resembles some kind of a weird-looking French defense. Probably not terrible for us. Do I want to trade this or leave the tension is really the question here. That is the big question. I could also play like d6 for a different type of setup and maybe think about e5. Let's see. I think we can do this advanced French thing. Let's do it. I don't really play the French, so this might be a bad idea, but we'll give it a shot and see what happens. And I think I want my knight to go here, but would there be any reason to go h5? Bishop goes back. No, then my knight's going to be stranded over there. Here to reroute to f5. I don't think so. I think I'd rather just go to d7 here. and play like f6 and just put the pressure on like this. Now, the only thing I'm not sure about, normally when you play the French, your queen can go to b6, which is a really nice move, right? Because boom, boom. But then you also have a bad bishop when you play the French. So I have this bishop, which is still kind of bad, but I can't go queen b6. So maybe this isn't ideal for me. It's hard to say. He drops back. What if I just push and just expand on the queen side here? Is that a crazy plan? Or I take and try to get that bishop. Okay, but they could take with the... No, they can't take with the knight. I could actually get this like... and then this guy maybe could become a powerful piece. Okay, that's not a bad plan. So we take, we play knight b4. Bishop has to run. We play a6, b5. Ah, I don't quite get it, do I? Can hide on b3. Interesting. So plan number one is we take, we try to get the bishop. Doesn't look like we're going to be able to. Gonna play bishop a6. That's kind of weird. I don't know if that's good. Or I just throw the pawns forward and we just do this epic queenside pawn storm. Let's do that instead. So basically we're just going to throw all the pawns forward and see what happens. There's a general principle. Attack in the direction of your pawn chain. So I should attack this way. White should attack this way. So let's do it. Of course, you don't have to do that. You could try to attack over here, but notice I don't have a lot of space. Look at all the space that white has to work with, right? Look at all the space I have over here. That's kind of the idea. So I think we go here. Takes. Yeah, that looks good. Of course, we can take with the queen here. Get the queen on the A file if we have to. Pretty interesting game, I think this is going to be. Because white's going to start attacking me for sure. This pawn is coming up here. I can almost guarantee it. Question is, what kind of pressure can I create over here? So this is a weird move, but I'm going to do it. And it's a weird move because usually if you lock up the pawns, it's hard to attack. But look what I've done. I've boxed in this rook, and that bishop has nowhere to move. Right? So I've essentially like eliminated a rook from the game, which seems pretty valuable. I'm also going to try to put this knight on a4 and attack b2. Yeah, this is going to be a real interesting game because white's about to attack my king for sure. Now, I could play g6, try to slow him down. They would probably go there and sack the bishop. That's what I would do if I was playing as white because I'm going to need my rook at some point anyway. If I don't do that, then this is happening. Knight a4, you could play queen c1. Queen b6. Okay. Yeah, maybe g6 is a worthwhile move here. Because if you have to play g4 as white, then it gets more dangerous for your king, right? Because if you play here and I take, now you've opened up the g file, which can only benefit me. So I think that's a good move. Now, yes, you have a weakness here, but that's not easy for white to take advantage of. I have that covered. I don't know what they're going to do with that knight. Maybe come here and try to sacrifice or something. I think we can go with knight to a4 just to kind of put the pressure there on this guy to kind of constantly have the queen guard it. Okay. Obviously, this bishop is terrible, but what can I do about that? I can go bishop e7. My king is probably pretty safe over here if I want to move it like that. I could relocate this knight to b5 because then maybe we have some sacrifice opportunities. What an interesting game here. I don't know what to do. Where does this bishop need to go? Is e7 really a good square for it, though? King moves. The knight's going to jump maybe to g5. Yeah, I really don't know what to do here, guys. I'm going to have to move something, though. I don't actually know why I'm going there. I'm just moving my queen somewhere. I'm thinking maybe somehow some tactics open up if white tries to play this and there's a something. I don't know. But also maybe I could move my knight to defend here if this knight comes in. Ah, he does go g4. Okay. Now that's interesting because you do this, then it opens up the king. I could actually just castle. Maybe I should just castle. Get my king to the safe side of the board. He does play that. Okay. I think we definitely want to trade here. I think. Not sure how easy it's going to be to take advantage of this, but I don't want to do it now because then I lose the pawn here. Although maybe that would be fine for me, actually. It does let the rook into the game, though. I think I'm going to go here. This is such a weird position. Very tricky position. I feel like the best thing about my position is this rook on a1. But white is trying to free up this bishop. Okay. Should I go h5 to stop the knight from coming in? Let's do it. Maybe we could push it forward if we need to also. He stops that. Does allow this, but the king just sidesteps. Not a big deal. Okay, so what do we do here? What do we do here, Nelson? What do you do? What do you do? G7 gets forked. You can't go there. You can go here, but is that really what you want to play? Not really, but it's a move. I'm trying to get this bishop out. Maybe trade this. And then somehow like use the rooks. That's what I'm thinking. My king can always run over here, so my king feels really safe. Okay, knight's attacking this. I think we just defend. I have to keep an eye on the time, too. I'm going to get flagged if I don't pick up the pace. Bishop does have a square, though, so the rook can come out, which is unfortunate. Okay. Takes. Not going to be good. So let me try to defend. Right. What if I go here now? Lose this. Trade. No, that's not going to be good enough. I think I have to do this. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. I wasn't able to really make progress, so maybe this pushing by was the wrong idea. I needed to take. I just thought that like the rook being stuck in the corner was going to be a bigger deal than it actually was. It didn't really have much of an impact, which was kind of my mistake. And now it can just come over whenever it needs to, you know. Well, let's see. Try to hold on. At least we have the queen tied up guarding this. That's kind of a good thing if I can create some sort of an attack over here, maybe. White's king is not as safe as mine, I feel like. Like, mine's pretty safe over here. I think they're going to take this, but it does allow knight g4. They take with this. Is there knight to g8? Actually, no, it's defended. Knight f5, no, because of the pin. Bishop c6. I don't know what to do here. Bishop g7 just to get rid of the rook. Yeah, I think bishop takes h5 and I'm in trouble. Oh, knight f7. Whoa, what is that? I guess I have to take it, right? The other rook's coming over. I wonder if I can sack here just to somehow create counterplay. It's probably not good enough, but I'm running out of time and I'm running out of ideas. Yeah, rook f1. What do I do? Maybe king b8 to get away from this discovered check, and then I could play. Okay, he goes there instead. I don't know. I got to do something here. I'm going to lose. So I got to mix it up and hope for the best. That's what this move is. He did forget about that one, though. Defend this. Can I go like rook b7? Oh yeah, rook b7, push the pawn, take this, something like that. Is that going to work for me? Ah, I wish I had more time. I could even consider sacking this just to... I'm trying to sneak in here. Yeah, I didn't see that move. Oh, what is going on? Oh, I have e5 too. I missed e5. Oh, man. There it is. There it is. e5 check. Yes. Yes. All right. I did not think I was going to win the game earlier when it wasn't going so well. You know what it was? You guys know what it was. It was the knight on a5. It was the knight on a5 that snuck in and grabbed the b2 pawn. Remember I said the queen was defending it and they forgot about it for that one moment? Aha. 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 Love it. Oof. Oof. Yeah, I don't know about zero mistakes. I'm not really believing that one, but let's check the game review. Oh man, what a game. What a game. Oof. Yeah, 82. I'm like, there's no way there's no mistakes in that game. I don't know what game review was saying. That was weird. We definitely had some mistakes. Or mistakes, miss. All right. Oof. Fun game. That was wild. All right, let me click on this. All right, let's see. Oh, Stockfish likes the b3 move. Okay. So Stockfish liked it. All right. It didn't love the knight on a4 right away. Oh no, it's second choice. It's second choice. All right. Ooh, didn't like that. Okay, it wanted, let's see, it wanted the queen on c7 for some reason. Not sure why. And maybe h5 to stop g4. Yeah, I guess if I play h5, it's very difficult for white to attack me, which makes sense. So h5 would have been a nice move. Okay. Let's keep going. I want to get to this part. Yeah, white has an advantage now. So the big mistake was taking the pawn. No, where did the big mistake happen? Yeah, there wasn't actually a big mistake. It was just kind of a bunch of little accumulation things here. All right. So let's go to the end game there. I thought I was like losing around here somewhere. Yeah, if they just played bishop takes h5, I wasn't sure what I was going to do. Yeah, it's just winning for white. They just did that. this... Wait, what? I'm sorry, what? Bishop takes e5 in this position is the best move? Does anyone want to explain to me why in the world that's the best move? I'm sorry. They're going to take me. I'm going to play d4. I'm still not seeing it. I'm just not seeing it. I'm going to move my queen. Like, why are we giving up a piece? Does anybody see it? Stockfish is like, now you just play chess like nothing ever happened? Rook g7? You just pretend like you're not down a piece? I'm sorry. Stockfish. Stockfish is so weird. I still don't understand. Why do we give up our bishop? Was it just to clear the way for the rooks to attack the king? I don't get it. Hey, Graham, thank you. The new course is thorough and amazing. Awesome. I appreciate that. All right, I don't understand. Stockfish says give up a piece for a pawn and then just push this. Oh, wait a second. So hold up. You're giving up this so that you can play d4 to unleash this. Aha. And then you pair that with the rooks coming over. And that is why it's worth it. I see. It was more about this bishop, I guess. That was the idea. Okay, so you're giving up one bishop, but then you're activating your other bishop. Okay, Stockfish. You're not so crazy. It makes sense. All right, but I didn't see that until later. Similar idea. Yeah, and now I'm just winning. I'm actually just winning after this move. Wow. Because the knight's a hero. You know what's funny, guys? I was looking at a game recently where something really similar to this happened, where black had this epically long pawn chain, almost exactly like this. And they put their knight here, and at some point during the game, they actually sacrificed their knight, and then were able to, I think they like had a bishop sitting somewhere along here, so they sacrificed it, and the rook wasn't sitting there, and then they were able to get like 2 pawns for it, and then they just like pushed the pawns and won, something like that, if I remember. But I had that idea like in the back of my mind, so I was thinking like, yeah, let's push it to put the knight there, you know, and it sort of worked out the same way, which is pretty amazing when you think about it. And then it was just a question of, can I not blunder something in time pressure? And then nice little discovered check here to win the knight. What a crazy game. Cool. Look back at the end in your opponent's clock. Yeah, you know what? I'm glad you said that. I did notice that I thought they like lost on time, and then it was like their time jumped back up, right? It was that same way that I lost the game like a couple of streams ago, right? And I remembered that, and I was like, no, I'm going to start moving a little faster here at the end. I'm not losing on time again like that. But yeah, it's some sort of a laggy, glitchy thing. Oh man, what a game. What a game. All right, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. Whew, okay. All right, I'm going to stand up for this one, stretch my legs. Let's go. Oh, it's my turn. I should probably make a move too. All right. Desk just glitched. All right, here we go. Here we go, folks. Let's go Ponziani again. Let's see what they're going to do against this. I'm going to try to get d4 in next. Unless they play d5, in which case we'll go queen a4. d5, we go queen a4. Knight f6, we go d4. If they take me, I push, and I take them. And it's just a big trade. Yep. Now they can play bishop c5, which is a really interesting line. A lot of fun. Where they sack a piece and then they go on the offensive here and it's really crazy. Or they could do this, and now knight g6 is the move. Unless they fall for the trap, which we did see already tonight. I highly doubt we're going to see it again. I think we're going to see knight g6. 90% confident we're going to see knight g6, and then I'll have to play bishop d3. This is wild. This is so wild. I mean, wow. Wow. And now I know exactly what to do because I just looked at it, right? I know exactly what to do because I just looked at it. Unbelievable. You know what it is? It's kind of like a natural move. It's just like the move that you just want to play. And if there wasn't this tactic, it would be a good move. But because there's a tactic, you just can't play it. That's why you have to play knight g6. Amazing. Amazing. Let's see if we see the same line. And let's see if I can remember what I looked at earlier. This is why it's important to review your games. We're in a simulation, Connor. Yeah, I don't know how 2,200 people are falling for this. This is wild. But as we already saw, just because you get a trap doesn't mean the game is over. You still have to win the game. So let's see if we see queen b6. And let me see if I can remember. It was knight to d4, and then it was trade it and just castle, right? That's what it was. And then you just have a great position. That's all I have to remember. Knight to d4, trade the bishop, castle. I'm up 2 pawns, or 1 pawn, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm only up 1 pawn. But then black's king's a mess. It's just a really great position. What's this opening? Yeah, here we go. All right, so we already know what to do. Knight to d4. Don't even need to think about it. Stockfish told me that was the best move. Not this game. Obviously, I'm not cheating, but the previous game that we analyzed. And I think either move leads to them losing castling rights. Which is why it's so bad for black. Because your king is stuck in the center, you can't castle, and you're down a pawn on top of that. Never underestimate a chess trap to win in 9 moves you saw on a random video. Exactly. Exactly. That's good. I'm actually surprised. This is wild. 2 games in a row with this opening in this trap. That's nuts. So, do they want to go here or here? I know that the idea is going to be to castle. Last game I did knight. Yeah, last game I played knight takes a7 because I didn't know what the best move was. But now I know. Stockfish said this. This is the way. Okay, they go king d8. Now, I haven't looked at this line any further with Stockfish. But previously, the idea was to just castle. And I don't believe the fact that the bishops are still on the board probably changes anything. So I think I'm just going to castle. I'm just debating if I want to do something like knight a3 or bishop e3. But no, let's just go ahead and castle. Black's position is a mess. We know that. We know that we're winning. Let's just try to find the right moves and not let them back into the game. So what's the major advantage that we have? Well, the king is in trouble. So keeping up the pressure on the king is probably the way to approach this game. Also developing quickly and just, yeah, not blundering stuff. Okay, bishop to b7, lining up here. All right, fine. I could go bishop e3. I could go knight a3. I could go knight d2. I like knight a3 because it doesn't block my bishop. And it's defends here if I need another defender, which could be handy. Then my knight's free to move. But it's also threatening knight c4, which looks pretty powerful. Yeah, that looks very logical. Very logical. And then we have the bishop, which can come out to probably here or here. Both look pretty good. Rook can go to e1. I'm just not sure if I want to move it just yet because we might need it to defend here in some situations. The other problem that black has, they have to figure out how to get this bishop out, right? So they're going to have to move the knight somewhere to get him out, but that's not really a great square for the bishop either. So lots of problems for black here. Okay, so a6, we have to save our bishop. The question is, where to? A4 keeps it here. D3 attacks here. Not that I really want to trade that. E2, I could reroute to F3 to counterattack this guy, which kind of looks pretty good. So, would I rather it be here or here? Interesting. It's not super clear to me, but this looks good. I think I like this. I think I like this, countering that bishop and just adding a defender to my king side here. Because that's how we got in trouble last time. We didn't have enough defenders. We let our king side get messed up, and I don't want to let that happen this game. So yeah, I think bishop e3, bishop f4, bishop f3, these are all my candidate moves next turn here. And we have an advantage on the clock, which is nice. That's another bonus. When people fall for an opening trap, they usually have to spend a lot of time thinking, and you don't have to, so you get that nice time pressure advantage. Okay, so g6 keeps the knight out of there, and they're going to fianchetto over here, which is fine. Which is fine. We have bishop f3. We have also bishop... No, I can't go bishop g5 just yet, but maybe in the future. Knight c4. Where's the queen go? I guess queen c7. Yeah, that might be a nice follow-up move. I do think I want the bishop on f3, though, first. So let me go ahead and put that there. And now we might be able to start looking for tactics with knight to c4 here. Okay, yeah. So knight c4, where does the queen move? I'm guesstimating here or here. Do we have a tactic? If the queen's on c7, let's say I take, they take, I take, they take, I go check. Ooh, check. King has to go to d7. And I take the bishop. Or I actually go check here. King has to move. I take, they take, I take. 3-6, 3-4. I go into an endgame up 2 pawns. Very nice. Very nice. So knight c4 should be the move. Knight c4, queen here, I take. They take. Same thing. We get the exact same position. All right, so you guys see how I did that? So let's proceed. Whenever you can play something like that, where you force yourself into an endgame where you're up like 2 pawns, where it's a pretty clear-cut endgame, usually that's fine, right? Because if I leave all these pieces on the board, yes, I might get checkmate or something, but I also might blunder something. And if I just go into an endgame that I know I can win, then that's usually a simple and easy thing to do. So let's just make sure. Let's double check because this is important. We're going to trade here. If black doesn't take me, then they lose here. That makes no sense. So they do have to take me. Then I'm taking here. I'm winning a pawn. So again, they pretty much have to take me. I don't see any other moves. Then I'm going check right here. And the main threat of that check is I'm going to take their queen. Now the queen is pinned, so he can't take me. They can't take here because I take the queen. So they have to move the king to here. Only move to defend their queen. And at that point, I could take and take this, but then my knight is stuck. Notice my knight is going to be trapped. So instead, I'm going to go check here. Again, the queen is pinned. And after they move, let's just say here, I'm going to trade queens. Actually, I don't have to trade queens, but I could just trade queens. Take here with check. I'm left with the knight and the bishop. They have a knight and a bishop. I have 6 pawns. They have 4 pawns. And I'm happy with that endgame. So let's go. Let's go. All right. We're going to take this. I don't think I even need to calculate it anymore. I kind of trust my calculations there. I do trust them, so I will go ahead with that move. And I imagine black's going to think a little bit if we caught him off guard. You know what? There's also knight c6 check, but after king d7, I don't have as good of a follow-up. No, I don't want to do that. Yeah, it's definitely got to be knight to e6. Knight to e6, king to d7. Check. King goes here. Ooh, you know what? I wonder if there's... Could I play bishop f4? Can I play bishop f4 in some crazy world? Takes, check. Let's go check. We already knew what we were going to do. Let's go check. Now, right here, I'm going to pause. If they play king c7, I'm going to pause. And I'm going to think about this move. Bishop f4. They take, I go check. King goes here. I don't have checkmate because the bishop's defending. That's too bad. We could take here. Wow, that's pretty wild. Not out of the question. Bishop f4. Or I just be happy with my... Okay, they avoid that with king c6. All right, so probably now we just take. They can take, or we take right away. If I want to leave queens on the board, they would probably have to trade queens anyway. Doesn't really matter. I mean, if they leave queens on the board, that would be a terrible decision. So we'll let them trade into us. How about that? We'll let them trade into us. So this is what I was talking about. We have 6 pawns. Black has 4 pawns. Relatively straightforward endgame unless I blunder something, right? So, but I'm pretty happy with that trade, and now we can just try to simplify into an endgame here. I mean, we are in an endgame, but even more so. Trade more pieces, right? Rook d8, we move our bishop to let this guy out. You never want to take, by the way, and allow them to recapture and get control of the file. You always want to leave the tension, and ideally you recapture and you get control of the file. So that's why on rook d8, we'll just move our bishop. Probably want to think about activating my king at some point. Maybe f3, king f2, or king f1, e2. There's a rook check too, which if they don't play rook d8, we might consider, but I'm expecting one of these rooks is coming here. Black's going to be in the time... Oh, they played f5. Interesting. So check, king goes here, bishop f4. They take me. Check. We could do that. Check, bishop f4. Something like g5. No, we would take it. Looks like I can get away with this, guys. So here we go. The idea is if the king has to move away like this, I essentially got this move for free, then I can move my knight and continue with the game. If they go here, they walk into bishop f4. Even if they get a knight, I go here with the discovered check, and I get my piece back and an extra pawn. And that's what we're going to see. Very dangerous for the black king to stay there. I think they have to move away, but we essentially got these moves for free. So, yeah. Also notice there's this move if the bishop tries to block. Very, very powerful discovered checks. You can see that here. Okay. Do I have any other discovered checks? That seems to be the best one, right? Yeah, that seems to be the best one. Get my piece back. And let's see, should I attack this guy here? Yeah, I think that's a safe move. My rook getting trapped somehow? No, right? I can always just retreat. It should be fine. All right, let's go rookie one. All right, so we could take here with check. If the king goes here, we have a fork, and we get the knight. If the king goes here, we have... We could just move our rook for one, or you could go check. Yeah, that should be fine, so we'll take this. Okay, and I'm happy, again, to trade, because I get closer to that winning endgame. As long as I don't get back rank checkmated, which is easy enough to stop, we are in good shape, right? Probably just check with a pawn would do the trick. King f3, we chase it away. It's still threatening checkmate, by the way, so you have to watch out for that. But it's pretty easy to stop. Let's go check here. Okay, so king g2, or we take the pawn. Yeah, I think I'm going to go king g2 just to kind of permanently solve this back rank mate problem. I don't really need an extra pawn. I have plenty of pawns, so let's just make sure the king is safe. Okay, that's fine. Oh, I had checkmate. Actually, I had checkmate. I was about to play that. Because you got the rook here, and you would have this rook here, and a king here. I think that's why they resigned. Good game. Good game. Check the game review. And I am curious about the opening there. Let's go. Yeah, 92. Pretty good. Ooh, 2 brilliant moves. Nice. Let's check the brilliant moves here. Let's check the brilliant moves. Ah, knight takes d6. Yes, that whole... And then it was probably... Yeah, bishop f4, I was going to say. Yep. Cool. All right, let's check the opening just to make sure that we did indeed play correctly, but we kind of knew this, right? Blunder. Okay, best move. Let me go to analysis here. c6, take 6. Okay, knight to d4 check. I knew that from the previous analysis. King d8. Castles was the best move. Great. And, okay, Stockfish liked knight d2 better than knight a3. I guess kind of just forcing the issue with this knight in the center. But this is a very close move behind. So we're talking about fraction of a pawn's difference. So not a big deal. Okay, let's keep going. Bishop. Again, fraction of a... Yeah, so most of these moves were fine. Bishop takes e4. Okay, Stockfish actually liked rook e1 better than the fancy line that I found. But I like that it simplified the position for me. I really like that it simplified the position. Because if you can convert to an endgame like this where you're just winning, it's, you know, the game is relatively straightforward, right? Stockfish said queen a4 was a crazy move. Ooh, yeah, bishop e3, nice. Look at that. Oof. And if you go here, then the rook swings over and it's checkmate in a few moves. I say a few moves in like 22 moves. It says checkmate in 22 moves. Okay. Oh, did I miss mate at the end? Yeah, that's quite possible. All right, we're gaining some points tonight, guys. We are gaining some points tonight. Let's keep going. Let's keep going here. Nice to catch you live. Watching you think in real time is amazing. Just by watching you and learning a few openings, I jumped 250 points. Thanks, and please keep making... Hey, awesome, Nick. That's great. All right. Harder chess. I guess this is someone on YouTube. All right, we got to play G5 here. We got to do it for the content. for the content. So G5. You know who introduced me to this opening, don't you? It was Magnus Carlsen himself. He didn't introduce me. He just played it one time and I saw the game afterwards. But basically, you sacrifice the pawn to lure the knight here so that you can attack it with your queen. And then they have to spend another move dealing with the knight. And you just get to kind of attack them. And my opponent's asking if that's a mouse slip. Is it a mouse slip? All right, so we go e5 here, I think. And you see now the discovered attack. And so now white can play d3 or d4 or just move their knight back. And okay, they go for d3. So I think I know you can play h6 if you want. But I don't know if I want to do it right now. I think I might just want to get 2 pawns in the center. Yeah, let's just get the 2 pawns there. Let's do that. And basically, we're going to say, look, we're down a pawn, but now white can't just do the normal stuff that they like to do without thinking. They have to pay attention. We might attack them here. We might throw this forward. You know, all kinds of fun stuff can happen. And it takes them out of their comfort zone, which is why it's a fun opening. Now, is it an opening that I would play, you know, at like top level in a tournament where my life depended on it? No, but okay, if we take and trade, they lose castling rights, but then we get into an endgame where we're down a pawn. That's probably not ideal. I don't think we should do that. I think I might want to just put the pressure with bishop g4. If I go here, the issue is this annoying bishop pin. So I don't think I want to do that. So let's say we could go bishop e6, bishop g4. If they take, we take. If they go here, we go here. Bishop d2, we take. We move the queen or we don't. I mean, you can always push by, which is not totally out of the question, but I don't think that's really how we want to play this opening. I don't think so. Yeah, I think I want to go with this move. I'm chatting with my opponent. Okay, so the idea here was I'm going to take, and then on this, I'm going to pin it. And just try to be real active with my pieces. Just pressure as much as I can, and see what we can do. So bishop to b4. Now on bishop d2, I'm going to have a tough decision on, do I trade that, or do I just move my queen? Okay, so they decided to not break the pin, so I don't have to deal with this at the moment. Now, let's see. I'm thinking we just castle. Yeah, let's just castle. Let's get the king out of the center. Tuck it over here. It should be pretty safe. And now we can focus on attacking, putting the pressure on white, which is kind of the whole point here. All right, so now we do have to deal with the threat on the queen. We can do it two ways. We trade the bishop for the knight, or remove the queen. Now, the question is, which one do I want to do? Trading is nice because I don't have to waste time moving my queen. So I like, for example, I trade and then I just go on with my development, and that's pretty good. The drawback is I give up the bishop pair. I make this bishop now become more powerful. So I'm thinking about actually just moving the queen. Question is, where would I move the queen to? I could go to a5. Yeah, but then a3 is kind of annoying, isn't it? So I could go to e6. I'm not sure if we have to worry about knight g5. Let's see. Takes. I get a queen. I lose a rook. I don't know what's happening. I guess I take a knight and I lose a knight. In that situation, I'm down in exchange. So that's probably not going to be a good square. So yeah, where would I move to? d6? There's so many squares where I run into trouble. So normally I don't like to do this, but in this case, I think it's the best decision. And now we continue developing to active squares. And the issue for white is if you castle this way, you have an open G file, right? So you kind of don't want to do that. But if you stay in the center, I'm going to start thinking about how I can attack you. All right, I think now we just go back here. If I play here and takes, that's actually not totally crazy. Oh, but the issue is this guy, right? Oof. All right, let's just go back. All right, queen to d2. What if we play this move? Then we have the rook hitting here. Yeah, that's pretty good. And it's not allowing white to get away, because I think they're trying to get away here. So e4 takes is the only issue. We take here. They take me. I take. They take. I take. Oof. Gonna get totally crazy. If they just grab a rook instead, I take here. I have no idea what's going on. Alternatively, what can I do? I think I just have to. I think I just have to do it. And because if I let them castle here, oh no, they can't castle there actually right away. So maybe I don't have to panic there. Hold on. All right, let's say I do take my time and I play a different move, like rook here. What's white gonna do? If they castle this way, we got queen a2, so that's nice. Castle this way, probably just go back to the G file. It's fine. That being said, this is such a tempting move, guys. It's such a tempting move. All right, let's go. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Basically, I'm like, look, I'm going to lose some material, but... Oh, they take that way. Okay, okay. Wasn't expecting that, but we're going to take here to unleash this. And now we've opened the E file, so we can do stuff like this. And the king is not castled yet, right? Which is why it's so dangerous for white. So let's see. What is white going to play? If they play a move like queen e3, what am I going to do is the question. If I take this, they take me, I go rook here. They do go queen e3. Could also go here right away, but then I think they just take me. I guess that's the same position, actually. And then I give them the option to trade queen. So yeah, maybe I just take this. Oh, rook c1. I didn't see rook c1. Rook c1, I could go all the way back here. Then there's g4. Man, this is getting wild. I don't know what's going on. I'm just gonna do it. I need some time on the clock here to find this winning combination if we get an opportunity. I think white might play rook c1. They might get greedy and try to take this, but I just don't know if they can survive. Maybe they can. Maybe they're getting enough pieces for it. It's going to be interesting either way. This is my big threat, though. This is what I think is going to be really powerful. All right, so they're going to go for that, and I think we have to do this to keep the pressure up. Only move that I see that makes any kind of sense for me. Let's go. Like, I'm kind of just playing on my instincts here because I'm not able to calculate everything in this position with 2 minutes on the clock. There's no way. So I'm just trusting that I'm going to be able to find a nice winning move here. Okay, that's a good move, maybe. So if I take, and they take me, I do have f6. If we trade everything and play f6, we'll go into an endgame with equal material. If I instead... Man, all right, let's start off, I guess, with this. I don't have to trade on here. I can, but I could also leave it and play f6 right away, which might be better. Do I have some... Is this better? I think it is, right? Am I missing something? Am I missing something? Let's go here. Oh, rook c... Oh, wait. Rook c1 doesn't work, I don't think, because... Actually, Actually, I don't know if that's... Hold up. Well, now I could trade if I want. Or I could take here. They castle... No, I don't want to do that, right? I gotta trade. Oh, wait a second. Yeah, maybe I messed up allowing rook c1. I think I did. I don't think they have any good discover checks. Because I could take the bishop. And I'm down a pawn. Wow. Okay. So clearly that did not go as well as it could have. I should have just traded it earlier and I would have at least had an extra pawn here on c7. And now we're just down on time too. Not ideal. All right, let's see if we can pull out some crazy comeback here. Down a pawn. I could have also just sacked it. Maybe, yeah, maybe I should have just sacked the queen for the rook and the bishop. Anyway, here we are in this tough endgame after all that. I mean, maybe if we just bring the king over here, we can just hold on to a draw here. It's not going to be that simple for white to win. We could put the rook here, potentially. Keep the rook off the 7th rank. Position my king over here. Let's save that. I mean, I don't even think I can really push for a win in this position. There's not really much I can do here. I might just have to take the draw if I can get one. Doesn't look like white wants to draw, though. I think they're trying to flag me, so who knows? We can invade with the rook here, maybe. Ah. What am I doing? Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have time. Yeah. It's a draw, but I spent too much time. That's really sad. All right, let's see. Wild game, though. Which is, I mean, that's kind of what you're hoping for when you play g5, and I think I got exactly what I wanted. I think I just probably missed something right around here. Let's see. Stockfish doesn't say e4. It says bring the other rook over first. Okay. But it also doesn't mind this move. It says it's a miss, but it's a very small thing. Yeah, I didn't like opening up the C file. It wanted me to just go here and just focus on this, which, yeah, now that I'm in hindsight after what happened with the rook coming there, that makes a lot of sense, right? No need to go pawn hunting. Just get the pressure on the E file. You're doing just fine. And I think we would have been okay. But this, it's actually still doing fine. Yeah, I still had an opportunity. If I trade right here, which I did think about, takes, grab this, I can invade, and I'm probably, this is a better endgame for me. Yeah, I should have just done that. That was the big mistake right here. Playing f6 and allowing rook c1. That was the huge mistake. Because now they get to get this pawn for free, and they get to trade off a pair of rooks, and I don't get to invade with my rooks. It's like so many things went wrong for me there, all in one move. Wow. Yeah. How sad. And then, just to get flagged, it's a rough game. That's a rough game. Because I don't even think they know how to win this. Even though they were winning, they just didn't know what to do, and then, yeah. What can I say? What can I say? All right, let's see if we can end on a win here. I do need to sit down for this one, though. All right, here we go. Let's try to play a little faster. C6. Okay, we have some nice opening traps here. Let's see if we can make something happen. I always love when I get to play this gambit. You guys who've been following me for a while know this. F3 is coming next. Knight f6, f3. Very tricky. Very tricky. Well, we've got him thinking already. Okay, bishop f5. Yep, that's a move. I'm still going to play f3. Now, there's two lines here. Which one do I want to play? We'll play the tricky one. We'll play the tricky one. It's not as good, but it's... Black has to be really careful. They're going to take with the knight, and I'm going to go queen f3. And it's very tricky because if they try to take you, you have an in-between move. And that's why it's... Black has to be really careful. So I will go queen f3 here after the knight takes. I mean, I don't know what else black would do. If you take with the bishop, that doesn't really make sense. So you pretty much have to take with the knight. Oh, takes with a bishop. All right. Well, that just seems weird because now I have the bishop, this powerful attacking bishop. Now, queen f3, the knight just jumps back. So I don't know if I really want to do that. Takes check, doesn't work. You can't. I'm just going to play knight f3. I feel like knight d6 is just a super obvious, easy defensive move. Doesn't really cause black too many problems. So let's do it this way instead. We're going to try to castle quickly. Use the rook, use the bishop, use the knight, and see what we can do. Okay, e6, fine. Let's castle. This is like the whole point of this gambit is that you can use this f-file to attack very early on because the pawn is gone, right? One of the big key points in this thing. Bishop e7. Okay. Can we jump in? If he castles, do I like the way that that looks? Probably. What other moves do we have? I don't really know, but yeah, this seems to be good, right? Basically, I'm just centralizing the knight on a nice square. It's defended. It comes with an immediate threat. Okay. So they do defend. Now, the question is, takes. It's probably not good enough. I don't think I should do that. Let me just go back here. But I was definitely considering it. The nice thing about the bishop on d3 is if they castle, they have to watch out for this guy, right? The Greek gift sacrifice, which I think I will do in a heartbeat. And then I'll play queen h5 check. And then I'll play rook f3 over to h3. And I don't know how black's going to survive that. So I don't think they can castle. I don't think they can play this because we have queen h5. Knight to d7 is probably what we're going to see. And we do. Okay. So what if I just defend it? I mean, I really want to take this, but I just don't know if I can get away with that. Queen h5, g6, we could take. They take me, that's defended. It's probably too much to ask. Okay. Oh, you know what? What if I go... Oh, wait a second. What if I go queen h5 right now? Because the idea is if they take me, I take them. Hits the knight, threatens the checkmate. You don't want to go here. I take it. g6, we might have the double whammy sacrifice here. Yes, we do. Okay, queen h5's got to be... Oh, wait a second. There's knight f6. Oh, there's knight f6. And I might look a little bit silly. I mean, I say that. Do I really look silly as knight f6, queen h4 castles? Maybe not. Maybe not. I'll do it. I'll do it. So g6 is no good for black. We're going to sack everything and checkmate him. Castles, you get checkmated immediately. Takes is no good because of this. So I think we're going to see knight f6. And I'm going to just draw back. Either here or here. Here I do walk into the discovered attack, but I don't really see any good discovered attacks with the knight, so I think I could do that. Bishop f6. Oh. Okay. I mean, I guess we just defend unless I'm missing. Yeah, let me just defend, make way for the other rook to come over. So, what is black going to do? I don't know. You can't castle. You could take this, but you can't take with the knight because you get forked. You could take with the bishop. But again, I'm taking here, and then your knight has to move, and once you lose the defender, you're probably in trouble. If you move your queen and try to castle the other way, I don't see how that's going to end well because you're lining up here. So, what does black play? A G6? Again, I'm going to sacrifice everything and look for checkmates, actually. King E7. G6 might be a move. Let's see. G6. Hold on. Because now the rook's defended, so I can't take that. And there's no longer checkmate because it's King E7. Let's just say G6. Takes. Oh, then there's the other problem. You take with the H-pawn and you hit my queen this way. Okay. So G6. They're probably going to play G6. Yeah, nope, never mind. Okay, I'm going to stop trying to predict this person's moves because clearly I have no idea what's going through their mind. All right. If we take that, the queen, it's not quite good enough. I think I want to just bring another piece over. Yeah, I think I want to do... Now, they're getting ready to castle, I'm pretty sure. That's what they would like to do. They would like to castle. Maybe I just play C3 to support here and also prepare the pawn storm. Yeah, let me do that instead. Let me start getting ready to attack over here. I want this to be defended in case my knight needs to move and avoid this kind of stuff. And it also sets up b4. Now they play g6. Okay, fine. Let's just go back, I think. Queen here should be fine. Lines up here. Lines up here. Save the queen from getting captured, obviously. Ah. Now, I mean, this move... Okay, well, let me just save my thoughts for a second. Knight f5. Okay, do we just have a basic tactic? Let's just start with the basics. Takes, queen takes, g4. Knight h4. We take this guy. King takes, same thing. It looks like we just win a piece, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. You always start with the basics, and g6 created a weakness, right? You always, whenever a pawn moves forward, you want to ask yourself, okay, which squares were weakened? So now I have this. So I just have to make the knight move. Oh, my bishop's in the way. Hello. Wow. Wow. This is why it's going to be the last game. I literally was thinking that I could just move like this. Wow. Okay. Details are important in chess, by the way. Okay. Yeah, totally didn't catch that. Do I want to go here? Do I want to play king? No. All right, let's just go here. I don't know. Wow. I thought I just won a piece. That's why I took that. I thought I won a piece. Still feel like maybe there's some way. Okay, so he totally stops that with h5. I'm just going to go here to clear the way. I need to clear the way for these pieces. So let me do this. Now we're threatening to... Actually, no, we're not even threatening that yet. Okay. D5. Oh, yeah, D5 might be a nice move. Let's see. D5 takes... Man, I don't know if I'm quite ready for that yet. All right. Somehow we have to bust through. I just don't see exactly how to do it. Just don't see it. I could go here. That puts the pressure on the knight. Then we lose the power here. Okay, he goes queen d6. Huh. Okay, well, what do we do here, guys? How do we break through? I'm going to go ahead and go here. I want my rook to be defended. I might do this. It just seems like a decent way to poke at the king without compromising my position. So b5. If they play a6, I can always play a4 and just bust everything open. Yes. Okay. And you don't want to take here because of this. So yeah, b5 should be very dangerous for the black king. So if they let me, I'm just going to take. Okay. So here we go. They take, I will have options. I'll probably start with this one and then grab that pawn. If they let me, we just take and we... Yeah, then the black king is really looking shaky. Okay. Go ahead. Follow through with the plan. Trying to avoid like shenanigans like this too, right? Like if they sack. Now that's probably not really a concern, but still you want to be careful. I felt like this was a safer place for the rook. Okay. Yeah, that's a good move though. So maybe I have to go there so that I can bring the other rook over. Just trying to avoid it, but it should be fine. It should be fine, so we'll do it. Just got to be careful. You got to be careful when you put your pieces into these patterns, right? Because it's just asking for it to happen. But sometimes you have to, so I think I have to, because I want to threaten this. I have to be able to meet this with something, and now I have rook a5. So I think we go here. If they take, yeah, now they can't go there again, right? Okay, they're trying to do that. So we've got control here. The rook can't invade here. But how do I break through? Bishop e4, maybe bishop e4. Ah, this one. Notice I don't want to take and let the queen into the game. So I try to defend so that if they take me, then my queen is the one that comes into the game, right? All the while controlling this square. Trying not to fall into any tactics. They are threatening this now, though. Probably have to take. I don't have to take. I could take. I could also go back here. Let's say I do take. What's my plan going to be? H3 or G3? Maybe G3 and bring my king up here to hide. The queen comes down. All right, fine. Oh, man. Okay. Now we're just losing this endgame. Unbelievable. Yeah, this is totally lost. Wow. How did I let this happen? Joined 9 days ago? Really? Joined 9 days ago? Should have looked at that before. Doesn't necessarily mean they're cheating. It could just mean that they're underrated. Although some of those moves were super sketch. Wait, their bullet rating is 1400? Blitz rating is 1300? Hold on. I'm gonna wait till I see the game before I say anything else. Some of the moves were really weird, like this move. Like I've never seen anyone play that who's any sort of a decent player. Now it's the second Stockfish move, but intuitively, like nobody plays this move. And there were some more weird ones too. Like here, Bishop F6. It's a second Stockfish move, but it's totally weird. Queen E7, second Stockfish move. Knight F5, second Stockfish move. I'm noticing a pattern, actually. H5, second Stockfish move. How about that? Yeah, okay. Let me see, Queen D6. Yeah, Queen D6. Third Stockfish move. I mean, I don't know, guys. It seemed kind of suspicious. Although, that being said, my position was fine, but That's maybe because they were playing second stockfish moves instead of first stockfish moves. Yeah. Queen C7. Yeah, I mean, okay. I think I'm gonna report. It could be a person, but I don't know. It just seemed really weird. Seemed really weird. I could be wrong, but chess.com will figure it out. All right, guys, I gotta stop. I'm not playing super great, although that game maybe wasn't as bad as I thought it was. Because, I mean, they were defending like everything, you know, which is rare. It's pretty rare, especially for like a random 2000 player, but... Oh, check their other games? Yeah, we could check another game. Let's see. But sometimes, here's the problem with that. Sometimes people are like, oh, I'm playing a title player. I'll win this one, you know? I'll win this one. They haven't had super high accuracy in any of their other games like this one. Well, some of them actually they did. Hard to say. Let's see this game. Let's see this one. They were playing as black. They lost. Yeah, this one's not matching up. I don't know. It's hard to say. But anyway, we'll let chess.com figure it out. That's what they have their analysis for. All right, guys, I gotta stop. Thanks for being here. You reached 1,500 in 6 months. Is it good enough to reach 2,000 by the end of this year? Probably not. So going up to 1,500 is one thing. Going from 1,500 to 2,000, it's like an exponential curve. It gets much more difficult every 100 elo. So unlikely. But obviously you can do it, but it's going to get much more difficult. Weird he brought his king out so confidently instead of castling. Yeah, there was definitely a lot of weird moments. Honestly, the weirdest moment to me was this move right here. Like, most strong players are not ever going to make this trade. Why would you take with the bishop instead of the knight? It literally makes no sense. This is like fundamental, like every strong player is going to do this. So that was like the first clue for me. I'm like, what? And then some of these other moves, like bishop f6 was kind of weird, and queen e7, and like, I don't, it was just, yeah. Oh, he's in the chat? Oh, okay. So maybe he was just listening to what I was saying and like avoiding all the threats that way? Okay. Well, I guess that's makes sense too. Stream sniping. Yeah, that's what it was. Okay. I don't know if that's considered cheating or not. Like, maybe that's not cheating. I guess that's just, you can do that if you want. Okay. Anyway, good game either way. Rough night. Some of these last games, I should have stopped earlier, but see you guys next time. As always, stay sharp, play smart, take care.